Hello and welcome to Gate of Theories. Today we're going to be exploring who did a better job as Joker. Was it Heath Ledger's Joker in Batman The Dark Knight, or was it Joaquin Phoenix's Joker in Joker? We're going to find out which is better in today's Versus episode, Joker versus Joker. But before we get into that, if you are new here, wouldn't mind clicking that subscribe button. That would be awesome, as we are trying to hit 10,000 subscribers as soon as possible, and every little helps. But without further ado, we'll get straight on with this Versus episode. If you want to see any of the other Versus episodes, we did a lot of Mamma Mia ones, we've done some other stuff, then there'll be a link to the playlist in the description. Oh, and before we start this as well, we also have a new sports channel, Got Sports. Go and check that out. Links in the description as always. But anyway, let's get into this Versus episode. Okay, so to start off with, both Joker and The Dark Knight were two incredible films, two of my favourite films of all time, I've got to say. And I'm a big DC fan, and these two films prove that DC is the better material if it's used correctly than Marvel. That is really controversial, I know. People in the comment section are already like, oh my gosh, how can you say that? The Infinity War and Endgame was just so much better. Yeah, whatever. I think that DC, if you have the right director and the right film crew, then you can make the better films, hence The Dark Knight, hence Joker, hence both of them winning some Academy Awards, you know, unlike, you know, Marvel's ones. But I think they are the best superhero films of all time, and both films are really good. Now, you've got to be aware that the Joker film obviously takes place from, we see how Joker becomes Joker in the Joker film, whereas in The Dark Knight he is the fully fledged Joker. So there's going to be a bit of twist and tell there as to, you know, some of the judgments we make in this Versus episode. We've got to remember that the Joker in Joker is just starting to become the Joker. He's not the Joker at the start of the film, he's not the Joker, but he is the Joker by the end, whereas the Joker in The Dark Knight is the fully fledged Joker at his peak, at his prime, got it all together. So we'll keep that in mind, and let's start off with the first category. First off, we're going to go for the looks. Now, both these Jokers look absolutely incredible, and they've gone for that clown makeup. The one with, it's kind of not permanent, kind of rubs off a bit, and the two looks. So we'll start off with Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, his look. Now, his look is obviously that lovely, like, sort of reddish suit with the yellow waistcoat, and then the clown makeup itself has gone back to very traditional clown makeup with the green hair, and it looks amazing, especially on those stair shots. I need to go and visit those stairs. The stair shots looks incredible, and it's become like a public hotspot now, those stairs to be the Joker. I think the look suits him, it looks really good. The colours in the way they filmed the film look really sharp and look really nice when it comes across a film, and is a really nice Joker look. On the other hand, you have Heath Ledger's Joker in The Dark Knight, which suits the aesthetic of Nolan's film that was a darker look. You got the nice dark purple suit that he wears, well, kind of like an overall jacket rather than a suit jacket, which is obviously Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. It does have that like suit fit, which is more close to the comics, but this is the purple that you see in the comics. Now, the Joker's look in this one is, again, that faded clown makeup done, but also the smile he actually has in it just gives it that like scarier look, and the hair color is the same. Both Jokers look incredible, and both will be for their generation like that iconic like supervillain look. But for this one, I think just because of the smile, you see the one that they do in The Dark Knight, that extra step Nolan has took, and the fact that, you know, it was just so iconic. And yeah, fully fledged and really, we're going to go with Heath Ledger's Joker for the look one. We'll go Heath Ledger's Joker, but it's close. Joaquin Phoenix's one is really good and really does look like the Joker. But on this one, we're going to go with Heath Ledger's. On to category 2, character development in the film. So in both films, you see the Joker's rise and, well, fall in The Dark Knight. He doesn't quite succeed at what his plan was. Or does he? He does give chaos around, so he technically wins, but technically doesn't. And in Joker, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, how you see his development, he becomes the Joker. So this category is character development over the course of the film. Now, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, obviously, we see him become the Joker. He becomes the symbol of a movement, and he is the Joker. By the end of it, he comes out and calls himself the Joker in that beautiful scene at the end where he's on Murray's show. And him coming through the character development, you see the way how he's mistreated and how he gets more evil as it goes on. Well, not evil in a sense, but just like he is a very mentally unstable person who's lonely and just wants to be accepted in the world, and the world doesn't seem to want to accept him, and the way he becomes that sort of thing. And you see the character development, you see him get more shaky and realizing that in the end there's only going to be him for him there, and that when he kills the people he didn't feel anything against it, he felt alright, and he blames society, and he can go through with that. And you see his character develop more and more into this guy who just wants to be accepted, and he'll do anything really to be accepted. And that the fact that the movement has grown from his killings, and the fact that he's sort of that symbol for them, means that he like fits in and moves into that mold that he will be the symbol, the icon, the hero they want to be for that movement. Now in The Dark Knight, obviously the Joker goes through and keeps planning his moves, and the scheme from the start more and more developed, and you see the more sophisticated side of the Joker come out. You see his development throughout the film. You see the softer side to him. You see the ruthlessness when he's talking to the crime bosses. That pencil trick, famous. Whoa, it's disappeared. But you also see another side of him when he's talking to Harvey Dent, and he looks like he's given Harvey Dent control, but really he hasn't given control. And we see all sides of the Joker on this. But in terms of the character development through the film, and the way we see it, I think Joaquin Phoenix's Joker has to take this one, because he fully becomes the Joker from just a guy who has a lot of mental problems and is abused by the world. He becomes this movement. So for this category, we're going to give it to Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. Category 3, Scariness. Okay, so both films are like, they can be classed as scary. Like, they're not like horror film scary, like, ooh, jumps out and you're like, oh. More like psychological scary, like this could sort of amount to something happening in real life, and what it does, and the plan, the way it becomes. Now, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker is a movement in the end. He's a scary guy. He does kill quite a few people in the film, and that makes him that sort of scary thing. And the fact that he has caused a movement from doing this is a scary thing. The movement that becomes of that, and obviously in the end kills, you know, Batman's parents from it, which would be really cool to see in how they develop these films. Obviously the Batman one, the new trailer dropped and looks sick, and the fact that Joker 2 is coming out, but he develops that sort of movement and that sort of scary thing, and the way he's like, he carries his aura about him, that he's slightly off with the rest of the people, is a very scary thing, because it's different. It's not scary, but it's scary in the fact that it's not just like the average Joe, if you get what I mean. It's more like, because it's slightly off, it becomes slightly unnerving. And there's that sort of thing riding with his one. Whereas Heath Ledger's Joker is scary in the fact of what he does. The way how it looks chaos, but in the end it's all under control. He knows everything. He knows that if they press the button, they blow themselves up. He knows that he is in control when he gives Harvey Dent the gun and says, shoot me. He's always in control of the situation, and it always works. And he can turn a switch, but it's all like done deliberately. Like even in the start scene when they're robbing the bank, and he's like, the guy's like, where's the rest of the guys? And the Joker just shoots him. It's planned beautifully. Every move is mastercrafted in this sort of way that he does it, and the way he spreads fear on the TVs and the screen, it's scary. It's scary what he does. And so they use two different sorts of fears between them. The two characters have different like motives of fear that drive the story, and also will drive the audience watching at home. So it's a tough one, but for this one we're going to give it to Heath Ledger's Joker. Moving on to category 4. We got to talk about the laugh. Now, the laugh is something that is quite quintessentially important to Joker as a character. He's always had a laugh. No matter who's portrayed him, he's had a certain laugh. Whether it been from the Jack Nicholson ones to the animated Mark Hamill ones, he's always had a laugh. And these two characters have very distinct laughs. So we'll start with Heath Ledger's Joker for this one, I feel. He has a laugh that changes. He uses his laugh as like a power tool. Sometimes it is quite unnerving, his laugh. He does a fake laugh when he's going to the crime bosses scene. He has a gentle laugh. He has a unnerving laugh. something that he uses to control fear with, he uses to intimidate other characters. His laugh is something that is like proactive in what it does. Switch that to Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, where he has a laugh that is uncontrollable at times for him. He has a condition where he can sometimes uncontrollably laugh, and it's always out of sync to everyone else's laughter in the film. But also, Joaquin Phoenix's laugh, the thing he's created, like the way it can sometimes go really high pitched suddenly, but then at other times it slowly starts like out of nowhere. It's an incredibly intimidatingly scary laugh that suits the character, and the way it, like, you hear that laugh and you automatically think of the Joker, and it's quite unnerving. It's always after everyone else has laughed. It's a different sort of laugh that is unnerving and really drives the story and drives home the point of what the Joker is going through in it. And for that reason, we're going to give category 4 to Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, and that means it is now tied 2-2 going into the final segment. It's almost like that was planned. Anyway, so the winner will be decided by this category, and for this one we decided to go for which Joker was in the better film. Is The Dark Knight a better film, or is Joker a better film? So we'll start by looking at The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight as a whole is a beautifully crafted film. The way it fits into that trilogy beautifully is well renowned as one of the greatest films of all time, possibly the greatest in some people's eyes, definitely the greatest superhero movie of all time. Most people would probably tell you, unless they're a super Marvel fan, that The Dark Knight is just beautiful. The way it's crafted, Joker versus Batman in it, the biggest supervillain possibly of all time versus one of the biggest heroes of all time, in a awesome Christopher Nolan film that makes you think, keeps you guessing, you don't know what's going to go, the way it ends, the start, the beginning. It's a beautiful film, and everyone knows how good The Dark Knight is. But we can't underestimate this new Joker film. The Joker film has lots of twists and turns in it. You get to see a development of a Joker that we haven't really seen before. We get to see how someone who is treated so badly by the world around them can turn into this movement, this icon of wanting to just take it out on the world. And it is a beautifully crafted film. The colours, it's definitely a more brighter film at times compared to Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight, that has that real dark feel to it, and is again a beautiful film. Both films I would say 10 out of 10, but if I'm going to have to pick one, I'm going to go for The Dark Knight, as it's a classic and has tested time and fits really well into that trilogy, which obviously the Joker, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker one, doesn't quite have yet. But maybe we can look back at this once Joker 2 comes out, once that Batman film comes out, and then we'll see whether that trilogy becomes the trilogy, those sequences of films become better than the Dark Knight trilogy. But for this time being, I'm going to give it to Heath Ledger's Joker and The Dark Knight. So our overall winner is Heath Ledger's Joker by a green hair. So that is that for this video. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you smash that like button and share it on social media so your friends can see. Tell us in the field section down below, or comment section for your newbies, who is your favourite Joker of all time? Is it one of these two, or is it another one? Is it Jared Leto's Joker? Is it Mark Hamill's in the comic series, in the animated series? Is it Jack Nicholson? Tell us below, and also tell us what you thought of The Dark Knight and the Joker film, whether you like them, whether you don't. I thought they were really excellent films, excellently well done. So put that down below in the comment section or field section down below. If you're new to the channel, mind clicking that subscribe button. If you're new, that would be awesome, as we are trying to hit 10,000 subscribers as soon as possible, and every little helps. And if you're already subscribed and awesome like that, first of all, thank you for subscribing. You make our day every day. But if you also wouldn't mind clicking that bell button, then you'll never miss a new video. Also, just to make sure you know, again, we do have a new sports channel where we'll be doing sports videos. I'm not sure whether it'll be up by the time this video comes out, but there is the first episode of the GOAT series is going up on there, and we also already have Got Your Boots On, the weekly show about football. That started on there. We're going to be putting more content out on there as possible, so go and make sure you also follow that one. There'll be a link in the description. And as always, we've been here on Gate Theories. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you on Tuesday with another video. Thanks for watching, guys.
Why don't you love me, love me, love me? Touch me, touch me, touch me no more.